from the staff so far, and how well do you feel like they've kind of adapted to your system, your approach, how you want to do things?
Yeah, I would say it's definitely ours. Like, it's collaborative. Everyone's going to go about how they compete very differently, which is what we said together on the first day of meeting. So I'm thrilled. The way Ryan does it is, or Prager does it, is very different than how Brock Peary's going to do it and everyone else. So I'm just happy that we're going one at a time, that we're not trying to play above our skills. We're not trying to make super pitches. Those are the things that I'm really happy with.
How would you like to see Ryan just continue? How does he sustain the success he's had so far?
Yeah, I think just like with any element of athletics, trying to sustain things, trying to be consistent isn't the healthiest thing, right? We talk about renewing our commitment, and I'm sure you've heard it from our boys a lot, but it's about understanding that all we have is right now. So if we can recommit to what we think is a healthy perspective, our anchor, we'll be in a good spot. So we believe in throwing 0-0 strikes and winning the 1-1 count, and when we're not and we're behind in the count, we make it our 0-0. So what I would like to see is us not make anything more of it than that. And we believe, hey, if we're going to lose, it's not going to come by walking people. And if that ever does, we have to stay committed to attacking the zone.
Last season, you were, the staff command of the zone was obviously a bit of an issue. This year, I know it's still early, but you're second in the nation in strikeout to walk ratio. So what do you feel like you really honed in on with this group that's given them this kind of success at pounding the strike zone?
Yeah, I don't think that I've done anything. I think we just bring in the right people, right? And like it's not coach speak to say that we have the right kids. Like, you guys get to interview them every day. They're good humans, and they think about things in a really nice way. And we have a great support staff, from Ryan Pittsinger, who's working with our guys from a psych level, and Brian Kane and Jim, and honestly just Mike, Nolan, everyone. So I think when we create like a good echo chamber of giving guys good room for feedback and letting them speak to each other, that's where the good product comes from. And if we leave that and we try to go back to sustaining or keeping things going, I think that's where we lose that.
For you personally, how has the first 13 games of a college season compared to the expectations in the day-to-day?
I don't have expectations. We have fun. Like, I know it sounds crazy, but like, this is a fun team. Like, look in the dugout. It's really cool. So our expectation is that we play one pitch at a time. And I think if we, outside of this room, outside of this building, if we're making the expectations more than, do we have a good plan? Are we committed to our plan, and are we enjoying it together? Then those expectations become big. And that's not an A&M thing or a college thing. That's a sports thing.
Especially at Globe Life, and I don't know if this is a matter of what guys were throwing, but it seemed like a lot of guys working off the slider, working backwards a little bit. Is that something of your philosophy with some of these guys, or is that just something the scouting, kind of keeping the batters off balance with that kind of working backwards?
Yeah, no, it's a great question. I think you say like we're pitch name agnostic. Like, pitches don't have names, right? They have movements. So if all you knew was A, B, C, and D, and there was a certain value to A, B, C, and D, or if they were hands of cards, right? If you had pocket aces and pocket tens, and we're playing poker, which ones do you want to play?
Yeah.
And I think in a lot of ways, like, we're not pro slider, pro fastball, pro anything. We're pro dominate the zone. So we have a big saying, and if you look on Shane Sedeo's glove, it says KTB. It says kick the ball. So I don't care what the pitch is called. Kick the damn ball in the zone. Just put it in the zone. So that's how I feel.
You talk about this group of guys being just fun to be around.
Yeah.
He's on the other side of the ball, but can you talk about what Hayden Johnson brought to not only on the field, but just in the locker room, just the vibe?
Yeah, I mean, it's easy to smile, right? Like, I'm smiling now. So you bring up his name, it's cool. Hayden's shot just makes people's days better. And I think any team, when you get coaches and you get players who are more interested in how do we become better than the sum of the parts, that's a meaningful thing. And Hayden's very others-oriented, and I think that's how I would sum it up.
When you guys scouted Tanner Jones and looking at what he did at Jackson State, like, what were the things that stood out, and why was he someone you guys wanted, and then how has he matched up to expectations?
Yeah, if it's okay, I think I'd just like to take that question a little bit differently and just talk about like what I think makes Tanner great. I don't want to speculate much on the past, but I think what makes Tanner great is like a huge sense of self. he's got crazy, crazy good, awesome parents and a great family. So the game didn't come easy to Tanner growing up, right? He wasn't this uber physical, great athlete. He's had to be really intentional. He's had to grow and learn. And what's great about it is there's so much wisdom in that, right? Like there's that old saying, like you walk through the mud and that's how you get hardened. Like that's what he's done. So every step of his career, he's had to be intentional. He's had to persevere and work through. And I think that's just coming to light right now. He's a heck of a dude.
That's Michael. How's your fun go golf game?
Well, I got a busted Achilles, so pretty terrible.
Yeah.
Trash.
Yeah. How was it when you're healed up?
Let me get back to you in a few months.
All right.
Talk to you then.
All right. Awesome.
Sweet. Thanks, guys.